right, welcome back. Ricky's podcast, number 15. Best podcast in the world. Going in, going dirty. Going raw, no rubber. Oh, yeah. Alright, now, I really should start having these little improv things between my theme song, like, decided ahead of time. Because we're just all improv, man. No notes, no nothing. Even though I probably should take notes before I begin, but, you know, to avoid some stuff like last time when I just ramble off about nothing. This one, hopefully I should do better. I think I'm going to have to split this bad boy in half because I gotta leave for work in like an hour, or like less than an hour, and because I'm a lunatic, I always have to have it be at least an hour, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll go the distance, but we'll see. Yeah, went back to some Red Dead Redemption 2 last night, which, I mean, that's gotta be my favorite game of all time, man. Just lets me, just for the fact it allows me to be just an absolute sociopath just the whole time. Just like, I don't know, like, there must be some kind of FBI watch list for people who play Red Dead Redemption 2 like I do. Because it's all just like me cosplaying as like an, 1899 era like serial killer. Because all I do is just go off into the bayou or the woods, find a person who's dumb enough to ride alone, just tie him up, like, and do whatever kind of, crazy whack-ass shit I decide to do to them, and then just leave them on the road and wait for somebody to discover them. And then just, like, watch the look on the lawman's face when they, like, have to drag his terribly mangled body. I don't know. I don't know. It's how I have fun, okay? You do it in the game so you don't have to do it in real life. That's what I'm always like. Still trying to figure out what kind of audio deal I want to do with this. I tell you, every time I come back here, I'm always trying to get further and further away from the mic because, like, just looking at the, like, waveforms here, it just keeps topping out so much. So I just keep trying to back off of it, hoping that maybe that'll fix my audio issues. Because, yeah, at first I was like, oh yeah, one fist away, because that's what everybody keeps on saying. But now it's like, okay, well then 2 fists away. But even that's like, and now I'm like at least 3. Like, let's measure it here, just like 1, 2. Yeah, like 3 fists away is where I'm at. So, just trying to figure it out, man. That's what these first few podcasts are going to be about. It's just all figuring out my style, figuring out what I want to do with myself. So there you go. Some behind the scenes action for anybody who cares. But yeah, just got back from rehearsal. Big band. Well, we called it big band, but it was just the rhythm section. So we have our recording session tomorrow. So that should be a good time. It actually should be a really good time. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait. But then, unfortunately, after that, it's like nothing, because they won't let us back after Thanksgiving, which is next week. So, it's good because it's Thanksgiving, not as good because we don't get to go back and play music, with other people. I don't know what they're going to do now, but, I guess we'll see. But yeah, it gets depressing here, just all alone. Love seeing everybody back there again. Just some cool stuff. Shred some jazz. Just an all-around good time. Library opened up fully, so now people can browse, which, bizarre, man. I'll tell you, all the stuff that I got desensitized to my whole time working at the library, I become, like, resensitized, which, now I gotta get, because, like, I used to be so desensitized to children just screaming, like, inches away from my ear. Like, at the kids section, you'd be shelving and just kids would just go off. I don't know what it is in our biology that makes it so the babies have to just be just absolutely obnoxious at random times, but they just do. So you'll just have just a screaming child like 2 rows away, and you just still got to keep shelving. Not my problem. I'm not the parent. I'm not the dad. I just keep on. I'm just here to shelve, man. So now that's what I gotta get used to. I had one of those the other day. Kid just screaming. Had a kid come up to me, man. I mean, I know kids, they don't do it on purpose, but my God, it seems so intentional. Where they're just like, I was in the picture book section shelving some picture books. And of course, logic would suggest also that picture book section, it's where all the small kids are going, so you better believe the picture book section is going to be the most out of order section in the whole library. And I got to see a little bit about why, because this kid just goes up to me. Like, I was like shelving the C's, and he was like over in the D's. And he says some stuff I couldn't understand, just some kid talk, just like, yeah, you the book? Which sound like, oh, he said something about a book. And then he pulls out a book. Yeah, it's your book. So yeah, that is in fact a book. I said exactly like that too. Just yeah, that is in fact a book. It's like it's this yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you. And then proceeds to just stick it back in a random spot. It's like, oh, fuck you. Fuck you. I mean, kids, man. Kids. A lot of people like to blame like any kind of shortcoming in a kid on the parents. Because who else are you gonna do? You can't blame the kid because it's like, oh, they don't know how the world works yet, so you can't blame them for stuff. But, I mean, come on. What parent could possibly train their 2-year-old kid to not take a book and just slam it back in some random spot because they feel like it? It really is the kid's fault. I'm taking the different camp, man. Anytime a kid does anything wrong, it's the kid's fault. Let's be real. And a lot of people like to be like, because you see a jerk on the street and it's like, dude, I saw Karen the other day and she was such a jerk to me, and it's like, yeah, she's got like 5 kids. That's why she's an asshole. She has to deal with nonsense all day. So yeah, I stopped blaming anything on parents. It's all the kids. Let's be real. It's not their fault, but it's their fault. They're the reason their parents are like this, okay? You think that parent just grew up just a dick to... Maybe. It's possible. But I'll tell you, man. Like, I only have to hang with kids for like a max of 5 minutes and I already want to murder somebody. I can't imagine just every day, all day, you don't know when it's coming, but you know it's coming, and you got to deal with it when it happens. What's going to happen? Who knows? You just got to be ready, though. Just have that just like constant on edgeness all the time. Every day is Vietnam, man. You don't know where the attack's coming from, but you know it's coming. And you aren't going to expect it, so there's no point in preparing anything, so. Dude, kids, man. It always trips me up, man. Librarians come in, it's like, oh, these kids, what must their parents have taught them so that they're such, little shits. It's like, yeah, kids are little shits. You only see the adorableness sometimes. You only see the goo goo gagas when they reach up, grab your thumb. It's like, oh God, this is the most innocent, adorable. No, they're not innocent. They're fucking monsters, okay? Kids are monsters. They pretend to be innocent so that you don't immediately kill them. I think that's where the biology is that, kids are dicks, but they, but biology like paints them up to be like cute and adorable so that you'll, so that you won't drown them the second you get the chance. Like if kids were just like little goblins and then you raise them and then they eventually turned into normal beings, like the human population would just plummet because everybody would be murdering their kid. If you're like an asshole and you're ugly, like there's no excuse, man. That goes for adult life too, man. You can get away with being a dick if you're good looking. But if you're an asshole and you're ugly, I mean, I don't need to say that's like the explanation for poverty, but goddamn. Ugly and a dick, man. Not a good combo. I'll tell you. You know, everybody likes to talk about, like, especially nowadays, it's all about the racial stuff. Being like, oh, institutional racism's everywhere. And that's the reason why people of color can't get ahead, because their white oppressors keep shoving them down. And maybe it's not their fault, but it is, because they got their, money that their daddy had that black people can't have because their parents weren't rich, and and that's a whole thing where it's like, yeah, you got some points there. You go a little too far, I think, sometimes, where it's like the whole of society is racist type of deal. But I think what people aren't talking about is good-looking people, man. Because everybody's like, oh, a black woman can't get a good job because I guess the employers are racist. But I feel like, really, if you got an ugly white person versus a good-looking black woman, I mean, I don't mean to be the guy, but look, I'll be the guy who's the dick. I mean, if they're both equally qualified, you're going with the good-looking black woman. Let's be honest, Even if you're not that far, Because, yeah, that's ugly to think about, but I don't know. And also, like, people just want you around and stuff, I would imagine. Versus if you're ugly, just, I don't know. Like, everybody wants to bang you and stuff. What are the ugly? And that's just, like, an incontrovertible fact, man. I'd like to see people try to argue that ugly people don't have it bad, man. I think I might, yeah, I'll do it. I'll make the controversial statement. I'll say it right here, right now, on the podcast, that, yeah, I think ugly people have it way worse than people of color. Like, way worse. You could be a good-looking, like, Hispanic person, and, and as long as you have some, like, kind of decent stuff going down, it's going to be okay for you. But if you're, like, a hideous rich person, I feel like there's still always going to be that lingering thing of, like, oh, all these people, you got to know they're only in it for the money, man. They only like you because, I don't know. Am I a dick? Yes, I am. Do I believe everything I just said? Of course not. I'll probably disagree with myself heavily, like, the moment I get off this podcast. But, hey, man, this is my podcast. I get to ramble for as long as I want about whatever I want. And nobody can stop me. Except for probably YouTube, who gave me my first copyright thing for that Real Talk back in episode 6. Still remember it, man. I was, like, semi-excited, too, because I was like, listening to it back, back when I still listened to my own podcast. And I was like, oh, yeah, good Lord, I've got some ads on this video? Does this mean I'm going to start making some money? And it's like, no, this is all going to R. Kelly, because you dropped it. And, I mean, to be fair, I did play, like, the whole song beginning to end, and the only thing that's transformative is, like, we giggled over it and made fun of it a little bit. So, fair enough. Although one thing I should have done is I should have just cut that out rather than... Because YouTube had the option. They were like, you have some options here. If you don't want to get the copyright claim, you can either cut out the snippet where the song exists. You can mute the audio and just play it. Or we can try to mute the song, but every other audio thing will still be in there. And I was like, yeah, definitely do that. But then they just cut out all the audio. So basically, it's just a clip of the thing where it's just a podcast that's all audio, no visual, where the audio cuts out for like a straight 4 minutes or something. So, yeah, it's not ideal, but what are you going to do? Well, I could just go back and cut it out, but am I gonna? Nobody listens to this anyways, man. Why would I put any kind of effort into it? I'm kidding. I might go back into it. We'll see. We'll see. I'll tell you what, if I get like one view on this thing or whatever, I'll consider it. If one person's like, hey man, you mind? Okay, I'll do it. But until then, I do what I want. I do what I want. Yep. Watch some more Reno 911. I keep falling asleep, man. I mean, probably because I keep trying to watch it at like 10 o'clock at night. And so that I'm always like, I make it like the first hour and then I'm just like, good God. You know, you got like 5 hours of sleep last night. Just go to sleep, man. What's your deal? But yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying my best to try and get some good sleep. But, you know, it's hard when you're a kid and you just want to stay up forever because things are going down and you want to be awake for them when they go down. So, you know, I always had the thing, man. It was like my explanation for why people, like, why college students always stay up so ungodly late. It'd be like, you know, because they're worried, because they know that the next day they're just going to have to get up and do it all again. So they just try to enjoy this moment just to themselves so that they can, you know, put off having to do tomorrow until like the last possible moment. So, I don't know. That was my theory. Probably true. It sounded a lot more profound when I was telling it to the person I was telling it to. They were like, "Oh my God, that's so deep, Ricky. Oh, you're so smart and sexy. I wish I was you." You know, it's what they said. It's what they said. But yeah, I don't know. That's the thing about, I feel like sayings like that and like jokes and stuff. Like, it happens to me all the time, and I know that you couldn't get, you know, I know you don't really get the impression that I'm a funny person based off of this podcast, but, you know, look, you know, I can hold my own a lot of the time when it comes to the jokes. The thing is, I need other people, you know. Like, I find it very difficult to just on the spot come up with material out of out of my ass, you know. I need other people. But, you know, anywho, like, because I tell a lot of jokes to people, and a lot of times if I tell a really good one, they'll be like, you know, oh shit, they start laughing and stuff. People around them will hear it and they'll be like, dude, what'd you say? And then they'll be like, oh dog, you gotta hear this. And they'll be like, hey man, hey, Ricky, tell him what you just said. And then I'll say it, and then it's just instantly just a not as good version. It's one of those things that the energy needs to be there, man. Because I keep telling these jokes, but you tell them the second time, and they just straight at like, they're like a fraction of the hilarity that they were before, man. Like, I tell you, I don't know. Maybe that's a sign of the good comedian. Am I a comedian? Of course not. No. But, you know, that's a sign of like a good joke teller, where you're just like, if you can make it just as good the second time, I mean, that's some godly shit, man. But I don't know. That's something I gotta do. I should make this more reflective of my personality, and, you know. But hey, look, my podcast. I do what I want. I'll figure it out at some point. You know, read some more Confederacy of Dunces. Not a whole lot happened. You know, Ignatius. Oh yeah, spoilers for like chapter 3. Ignatius is gonna get a job. Like Mr. What's his name? The black dude. It's like Jim or Mr. I don't know. You can look it up. Whoever he is. Hands down, my favorite character is whoever that guy is. Okay, I think it's Mr. Jones, actually. Yeah, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is just a beautiful character, as usual. So that's going down. Some good stuff. Yep, started getting, you know, working up some popular tunes on my guitar. Well, really just a popular tune. Listen to this New Radicals, man. You get what you give. It's a bop, man. It's a bop. It slaps. so hard. So I learned it on guitar. And, it's just fun, man. And whenever I want to feel, because it's just such an uplifting song, just whenever I want to feel good about myself, I just, boom, start shredding some, you get what you give, and everything's good in the world. But yeah, shredding it up, playing a little bit more of my classical guitar. Just learned a Scarlatti piece. It's his Sonata K208, if anybody cares. So I just learned that. It's a cool tune. I really like it, man. The beginning is what hooked me, man. It just starts with the da 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 da. Do 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 do. Actually, shit. No, that's not it. That's Villalobos. God damn it. No, the Scarlatti is the dun 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 dun. Actually, you know what? Shit, man. I got a guitar right here. Why am I singing? Hold up. I don't know what that was all about. Singing a guitar part. Let me get my fucking foot stand here. Hold up. See if this chord will reach. Okay. A little bit of slammage, a little bit of damage. But it's all good in the hood. Get this chair up, man. Alright. But yeah, it's the one that's a... I fucked it up. Trill, man. I'm working on my trills, man. Hold up. Oh, what's it? Shit. There it is. And that's the one. And that just repeats over with the... Which I kind of like the... Yeah. And the second part I'm not huge on, because really the beginning of that first part is where that's the star part, man. That's the good stuff. Yeah, just taking off my watch, it's all good. But it's the... Are they? I think that's... And then it's fucking... It's fucking. Yeah, and it's like. Yeah, that's that thing. But really, what's the star is that beginning part, just the. And just ooh, that praise, man, just touches me every time. Then I also like worked on this Lignani piece. And like the badass shit just. Ah, shit has a. Good shit, am I right? So yeah, so that's some classical stuff I've just been looking at. Hold on, let me put this back. But yeah, You didn't think there was gonna be some music in this one, did you? Well, look, man. It's the Ricky Variety Show. I do what I want, and nobody can tell me what for. So yeah, so some classical stuff, fucked up some parts there. I don't know what it is. When I practice, it sounds so great. And then when I come in here to play it for somebody, I always mess it up. I don't know. It must be the way I'm practicing it or something. But yeah, so that's what I've been looking at recently. So that's some good stuff for your dome. Get you learned. So yeah. So those are some of the classical stuff I've been working on. And yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, that's the thing. I just went off about music and now I don't know what else to talk about. But yeah, it's fun, man. The classical stuff can be fun sometimes. Just, show off that thick vibrato, man. Just that thick classical vibrato. I put it into my jazz stuff a lot of times, just that same kind of vibrato. And nobody says I can't, so I still do it. But yeah, what can I say? I like my stuff to sound beautiful. Just saying you don't. But yeah, so that's what's going down. Man, I really ought to start taking notes with this stuff, because this keeps happening. I'll just start talking, and then it'll just, boom. It's funny, I was just thinking, yeah, it'd be hilarious, man. Just imagine if YouTube, copyright claimed this episode because I played classical-ass music. Everybody there's just been dead for hundreds of years. Like Scarlatti was he was late Baroque, man. So he was hundreds of years. Legnani, I gotta look up when did Legnani live? Luigi Legnani. When did you live? 1790 to 1877. So yeah, it's been a hot minute with him too. But, given the state of YouTube nowadays, wouldn't surprise me too terribly if I got copyright claimed. Who would even own this music, man? It surely must be in the public domain by now. But I guess you never know. It be what it be, man. It be what it be. I'm halfway through an episode of the Joe Rogan podcast, man. It's Donnell Rollins at the moment, but apparently Dave Chappelle's coming on at some point this episode, so we'll see. I'm halfway through and there's no Dave. But Donnell's a cool dude. He's absolutely nuts, but he's a cool dude, I will say. Coolest of the cool. Oh, ready for a blast from the past, Sonny Jim? I've been playing some, cause, I'm a gamer boy. I love my video games. And I've been looking into, I play some mobile games, man. I'm not too high and mighty to admit it. I play some mobile games, and dude, I've been playing some Adventure Capitalist. You remember that shit from when you were well, if you're my age, when you were in middle school? Yeah, I shred some Adventure Capitalist, and bro, I just I have all the things because I've been playing since a couple years, man, now. I got to Adventure Capitalist very late because when I was in middle school and Adventure Capitalist was the shit, I didn't even have a phone, I don't think. I had a flip phone, so I couldn't even play it. So this whole time kids would be oh dude, you gotta check this out, and people would be flexing their money and stuff at me. But now, joke's on them. I just played through some Mars, because you can unlock different planets and stuff. So I got on Mars and I pretty much beat Mars, man. I have all the upgrades of both types. I've got there's different kinds of points where if you cross it, it gives you a boost and stuff. I have all of those. I have all the managers, of course. And basically, yeah, I've pretty much beat it. I beat Mars. I can't figure out how to beat Earth, but it be what it be. But yeah, I'm Yeah, I beat it like today. So let this be a lesson to you all, kids. If you're playing some Adventure Capitalist, all you gotta do is stick with it for like 2 years, and then you'll be able to beat Mars. But yeah, sometimes I get into some Adventure Capitalist. Basically, if I don't want to play any other type of game, and I just want something mindless, like what else do I got? Well, let's told you about my Adventure Capitalist. Let's go through all the other mobile games I get into. Play some Dominations. That's my shit at the moment. And I like to be a peaceful dude, man. Like, all I want to do is just tend to my kingdom. Just, give me my food, give me my gold. And I'll just, I'm all about that upgrading, man. Upgrading peacefully. No war, no fighting, no stealing other people's stuff. Just chilling out. My army's just been sitting there for a good while. I still upgrade it for some reason. But yeah, that's my shit. I'm all about that, I've got like my university, I just keep researching. My library, just keep researching. I'm just a research dude. Like, my defenses are just all they're all in like the Bronze Age. Should probably upgrade some more beyond that, but like my ballista still shoots arrows and stuff. And the catapult's still a catapult. I think my towers I had like upgraded to like level 5. So they're like they're not as bad, but they're still pretty bad compared to like other people, I would assume. Because I do see other people's stuff from time to time, and it's always just so magnificent. And then I'm just here, man. But hey, man, it's the way I want to play my game. You can't tell me it's the wrong way to play. I keep progressing, so I'm doing something right. So I've got that. I've got a Picture Cross game that's just, a fun little puzzle game. Play some Picture Cross, bada bing, bada boom. I got Deer Hunter Classic, in case I feel like shooting something and my PlayStation isn't anywhere nearby. I hit up that. I don't know, it's kind of nice, channel my inner sniper. I've got a Cody Cross on here, which is just another kind of puzzle thing, but I haven't played it in a hot minute. So anywho, those are my deepest, darkest mobile gamer boy secrets. I do play mobile games, and I enjoy them. So take that, children. I don't know. But anywho, so that's that. What else do I have? I'm just looking through my apps now. We have truly run out of things to talk about. I've got this COVID Watch app that we had to get for the U of A. Basically, it just tells you if any sick people are nearby so that you can avoid them. Which, seems a bit dystopian, but hey, man, it works. Supposedly. I don't know. I've never gotten any alerts, so for all I know, it's terrible. Although I do keep my phone off all the time. That's the thing. When I'm not using it, my phone's off. So, so that happens. I don't know. I've got Snapchat, man. Snapchat I don't use, man. I just don't use it, man. I don't use any social media, really. Because, social media is the thing I'll, browse from time to time in case I feel like a laugh. Because Facebook is hilarious, man. Just the pure, unadulterated shit posts you just see and it's just wall-to-wall shit posts on Facebook. And Twitter's pretty bad too. Instagram's all pictures, so it's just like, all right. And honestly, I think Instagram's the one I interact with the most, just because it's just all my friends and they just post some cool stuff, some cool art. Shout out, I guess, Kayla Baker, man. She's got some pretty cool art. I really like it. I think her art's the only art I actually like. Well, not but I press the like button or whatever, the heart button. It's shaped like a heart. I don't know. It's like the like button, but for Instagram. So her art's the only one I ever like. So yeah, shout out Kayla Baker. What's her, I don't know, let's see what her little account is here. It's like, yeah. So it's honeybees underscore paint. Get some cool kind of surreal art, man. Nice. It's good stuff. Good stuff. You can see me occasionally in the comment section. Oh, I'm still proud of. She's got a picture of a gangster pug. And man, I'm still proud of my pun, man, to this day. I got my comment there is like, I guess you. Actually, I'll look at what exactly I said here. Hold up, hey. Yeah, I said he's public enemy number one, and dude, that killed. It killed. I didn't even hear anybody laugh, and I already know it killed. The puns are just too strong with me. So yeah, man, would recommend. Wish you'd post more often. But you know, beggars choosers and all that. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I really like the art. I really like really any kind of surreal anything like art, movie, music. I just really like that kind of detachment from reality kind of feeling. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that's just what I'm all about. Like I like well, part of like reason why I like Charlie Kaufman so much. And like David Lynch, of course, classic surreal dude. Just, you know, yeah, just that weird disconnect from reality. It's not like a pretentious thing, I don't think. It's not one of those, oh, you know, all your modern blockbuster movie videos, all they have is the same 7 or whatever stories, and they just tell them with different character names. Oh, art is dead. It's only the good surrealist is all I, you know. But look, I like my blockbuster movies as much as the next guy, man. You know, name it. I probably like it. I like all kinds of art, but surreal art kind of it speaks to me in a way that I think is a lot more personal somehow. It like gets me because I think a lot of the times you get a lot of this, you know, hashtag deep kind of, you know, art stuff. But I feel like, you know, I feel like art like that gets totally ruined if you can understand the point they're trying to make. You know, like if you read a Charles Dickens book and you're like, oh, this symbolizes how the lower class is gonna, you know, whatever, you know. You know, or like like for example with movies, like I watch like the Jordan Peele horror movies, the new stuff. And Get Out, I mean, it's a great movie. I'm not gonna talk smack, but I will talk smack about Us. Not because I don't like it, I love it, but it is not as good as Get Out. And I think it's, you know, not as good as people say it is. But Us, man, like Us, you know, once you get that the whole point of it is like, oh, this is a commentary about poverty and, you know, people who don't have as much as other Americans are going to rise up, take over one day and all that stuff. You know, but once you get that from the movie and you're like, oh, well, that's the reason why they made it kind of takes away anything, you know, like I feel like it takes away a lot of its power as a work of art if you can understand it. To me, at least. You know, this is all just for me, my opinion and stuff. But like I feel like for surrealism and like stuff that are like convoluted and confusing, I feel like there's always like the mystery is still there. You know, you're always going to be on that journey to like figure out what it is, you know. It's the reason why like Thomas Pynchon is my favorite author, man, because he writes this stuff and he just drops these references that, you know, I won't get until like the sixth, you know, that I know I won't get till like the sixth time I read it. And it's just like, and I get the feeling that the whole time, even when you finish the book, the mystery's still out there, and you can still theorize, and there's never really an answer, but you can get as close as you can to maybe figure. Yeah, dude, I love that, man. I love that. You know, just in all kinds of mediums, you know, and of course Thomas Pynchon, the face of the channel, face of the podcast. So, but that's just what I'm all about. Anywho, so that was the longest endorsement ever. Go support Kayla Baker and honeybees _ paint. Good stuff. good stuff. And if Kayla should for some reason listen to this, post more. Make some more art. I want more art. God damn it. No pressure. I know that she's in college and, I'm in college. And I know that when you're in college, you have no time. You have no time. So I understand. But it'd be nice. I want to see more. I like the art, okay? I like the art. That's just me. So yeah, so I kind of frequent Instagram more than any other kind of apps. Because Twitter, I don't know. The thing about Twitter is that it's all Trump. Probably because he posts more often than anybody I ever follow ever. It's just like every 3 hours with this guy. Not that I'm necessarily complaining because, I don't know. I like to have fun. But, but it is just like wall to wall Trump stuff. Even if it's not him himself posting it, so it's like someone else talking smack about him or someone else being like, oh yeah, Trump #1 and all that stuff. But, I don't know. So I don't really go to the Twitters too often because I don't know who to follow. That's the thing. Give me some recommendations. Who should I follow on Twitter who's like interesting? And then Facebook, I'm just there for the cringe. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. Especially when they get political. It's always hilarious. It's always like, it's either it's always either angsty college students or they're like, soccer moms. And it's just beautiful. I don't know. I mean, everybody has a Facebook. You just look at it once and you'll immediately get the picture of the absolute shit show that is Facebook. Speaking of shit shows, man, and apps I haven't used in a while, Tumblr. I don't think I even still have Tumblr on this phone. Let me check it out. You guys remember Tumblr? It like used to be like everybody used to love it when I was like in middle school. And again, I didn't have like a phone I could get Tumblr on, so I never had a Tumblr. And then like much later, I got a Tumblr like in high school. And then I think I looked at it once and it's like, yeah, this is not for me. This is not my bag. And then I think, I don't think it's even on this phone. And it's not on this phone anymore, so I just deleted it. Because it's just like, no. Though I still have Reddit. And Reddit is good for the memes sometimes. I don't know. Occasionally I'll hit up Reddit to see some, some hot memes. One thing that's annoying though is that they keep sending me emails, which I wish would just stop. If there was a way to opt out, I would. Maybe there is a way to opt out of it, but I don't know it, so therefore it doesn't exist in my mind. But yeah, I'm coming up here. It's getting pretty close to the time I really ought to start leaving. Not yet. Don't get worried. It's okay. I'm still here for you guys, but it's getting close. So I do have to watch the clock to make sure that I am not late. But I think if math serves me, which it rarely does, but in the event that math should serve me, I think I should be on track. So I should be able to finish this episode. I just have to, I just have to stop at like exactly 1 hour and then I'll be good to go. So yes, that's going down. I got a Discord. I'm still not 100% sure what Discord is like used for in like the grand scheme of things. Like what people use it for. I just use it as a voice chat thingy. But then I'm always like, well, don't they have like phones for that? Is that what your phone is like? Is that what your phone's whole purpose is, to like, talk to people? So there must be, I don't know, maybe it's like group stuff, but aren't there like conference calls? I don't know. It's a pretty cool app nonetheless, It's aight. So that's pretty cool. I got some fast food apps because I'm a fatty boy. But I only really use like the McDonald's is the only ones that's actually useful for when I go to McDonald's. Which is more than I care to admit. But it's not all the time. But sometimes I will go there and it's like every time I'm always miserable because like, good God, I'm coming back to poison myself, and I'm like, I know how out of shape I am, and I'm like, dude, this isn't helping. This isn't helping, man. They feed this to like Olympic athletes because they're burning like 5,000 calories a day. So yeah, so they actually need the triple Big Mac with and a 20-piece McNugget with like a large fry and a Coke. They actually need that stuff to stay living. But me, man, it's just some dude who just like sits down all day and will occasionally get up to shelf books. Yeah, I don't need McDonald's, so. But yeah, I have Jack in the Box because they opened up a Jack in the Box near where I live. However, I stopped going there because they discontinued the spicy chicken nuggets. Those bastards. I don't know why they do it, man. They have these seasonal like foods and stuff, and then they're just gone like for until they open it up again. It's like, why? Why do you do it, man? Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't get it, man. Anybody who works at Jack in the Box, just text me down below. Oh, and while I'm talking shit about fast food places, man, Taco Bell, they've got like some things that you can only order through the app. Like, that's the case for the quesarito at the one I go to, and I'm like, I forget every time. I roll up there, and it's always so awkward. I'll be like, hey, could I have a chicken quesarito? And they're like, oh, that's only available through the app if you order through the app. And I'm always like, fuck. And then I can't think of anything, so I'm just like, all right, well, then I'll just go someplace else. And then I always do, and it's always so awkward, like, oh, okay, well, in that case, I'll be nothing. I'm good, thank you. And then they're like, always like, what? And then it's like, this motherfucker thinks he can go through my drive-thru and not order something. But it's what I do. I just won't order it. I'm not going to bend to their rules, man. I'm a rebel. I'm a radical. So yeah, I'll just go through the drive-thru and not order anything. But what's that all about, man? Like, I really need some Taco Bell people to be like, oh, this is because surely there must be some kind of good reason. And it's like, and at first I was like, oh, maybe it's because when you order through the app, they can like prepare it ahead of time. But then when I like order through, and like, I think my mother ordered through the app one time, and she's like, no, they like make it when you get there. So it's like, well, then what's that all about? You can make it if I tell you through an app, but not if I'm like through a drive-thru. It makes no sense to me, so I'd like it if somebody would explain. I know it's just me. I just don't know, but because I don't understand, I'm always like, dude, what the fuck? So, Anywho, that's my beef with Taco Bell. I haven't gone to Taco Bell in such a long time because of that. Just because I can't get a quesarito. The only reason why I'm shunning Taco Bell now. They screwed me on the quesarito, so now I don't go there. But yeah, now hold on. I got a text. My boy Justin sent me a text. Or rather a message. I don't know. That's another thing. If we use Facebook Message. Why do we not just text each other? Who knows? That's just what it is. Okay. I still gotta master the art of texting and like the art of typing and talking at the same time. Okay, so this is the best I can do, just like fucking shit. Fuck. Oh, good for you. Good for him. He's a good dude. There's my second plug, or my second endorsement. Justin, man. Love the dude. I don't know what he does where you can support him, but he's a good guy. If anybody's like, I know this guy, and, he's like, I don't know if he's cool or not. I'm going to listen to Ricky's podcast to see whether or not I should like this guy. Yes, you should. If for some reason you're in that situation, yes. The answer is yes. Alright, the shove an and in there. I actually, my whole elementary school career, they're always like, never start a sentence with and. And nowadays, I just start my sentences with and just to spite my second grade teachers. There's nothing wrong with Miss Dodson. She's a cool lady. I don't know why I singled out second grade, but, kinder, first, second, third, through like sixth or something. Just despite all those guys. Yeah, I think about it sometimes, man. I used to be such a dick in elementary school. I don't know how anybody. That's funny. I was just like, I don't know how anybody put up with me. But then I remembered, oh yeah, I was like alone. So nobody did put up with me because I was such a dick. But you know, it is what it is. At least I can say I am like objectively a better person now. So, hey man. Okay, slap an exclamation point on that just to know that, just so they know I mean business. And I'm good. Alright. Not entirely sure what I just said, but hey man. If all goes well, it'll be at least coherent, so. Nothing like coughing into the mic. Alright, I'm running low on time, man. I just need to push through for another 4 minutes and all will be good in the world. But yeah, it's like feasibly possible. Yeah, I think I'll make it. I'm gonna make it, man. Hope. Hope, man. I'm all about that hope. Gotta get that hope. But yeah. Anywho, coming up towards the end, and I need to like strategically plan it so that I can be done at like exactly an hour. But I don't know. I always forget what I want to call these things, like title them. So I always have to like, so what, tricks of the trade. Just to end it off here, what I always do, I just go to like a random spot in the podcast, second random spot, and then like maybe a third random spot, and then I'll kind of get the gist of what I talked about the whole time. Because yeah, I don't remember a single thing I talked about. Like as soon as I turn this thing off, I will have no idea what I talked about this whole hour. Which I understand why podcasters get in trouble sometimes, because you're just talking. And then it's just like saved forever. And you just got to deal with it. One thing I am proud of, though, I am proud of my ability. I think I've gotten a lot better at talking for this long a time. Like when I get to be at about podcast number 100, I ought to look back at like podcast number, especially number 2. Because number 1 is like okay because I actually have something to talk about. But podcast number 2, I remember just being an absolute shit show. So when I'm like podcast 100, I ought to like look back. Oh, that should be a thing. We'll have like a cool reaction. Maybe get some of the boys together. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that's going to be a long ways from now because only number 15, so we'll just take it as is. Take it one at a time. We'll get through it. We'll get at it. It'll be all good. I'm thinking of when I ought to do my celebratory episodes. I'm thinking I might celebrate number 50. And then I'll like have like little celebrations at like, every 100 episodes or something. Because first 50 will be nice just to, maybe I've got to have a guest for number 50. As long as that takes. And then, after that I'll go off about that. But, it should be a good time, man. Excited. I really like doing these things, man. These are so fun. There's no audience, but look, it's worth it because I like doing it, so fuck you. Fuck you and you're not listening to my podcast. I enjoy doing that, and that's all that matters. And fuck you. What a way to end a podcast. Okay, I just need to stall for like 1 minute, and then I'm good to go. So, I guess I'll just start off my outro. Because I still don't know how an outro. But yeah, I gotta do my YouTuber thing, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. Dislike, dislike if you want. Free country, it's America. If you don't like it, dislike it. Leave some constructive criticism, preferably. And, yeah, it'll be a cool time. I'll see you guys at some point. I've been kind of sloppy of when I record the things because I've just been, school and all that stuff. But look, man, it's not big. Nobody listens to stuff, so nobody cares. So yes, that's my hour. Thank you guys very much for coming in, chilling out. If you made it this far, what's wrong with you? Honestly, who listens to this for an hour? But thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next episode. I don't know. Podcasts are measured in episodes, right? That's what I'm going to call them at least. See you guys in the next episode. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Everybody. See you later. It's over. Goodbye. End of the podcast. It's the end of the